Welcome to Lesson 21 of your Dart programming course. Today we are diving into null safety, and honestly, this might be the single most important concept in all of Dart. If you have ever seen your app crash with a null pointer exception, this lesson is going to change everything for you. So let's talk about what null safety actually is and why it matters so much. In almost every programming language, there is this problem. You have a variable, you think it has a value, but at runtime it turns out to be null, and your app crashes. This is called a null pointer exception, and it is literally the #1 cause of app crashes across all platforms. Dart solved this problem beautifully with null safety. The idea is simple. By default, no variable can ever be null. If you want a variable to hold null, you have to explicitly say so by adding a question mark after the type. This means the compiler catches null errors before your code even runs. There are 3 key operators you need to know. Question mark makes a type nullable. Double question mark provides a default value when something is null. And question mark dot lets you safely call a method without crashing if the object is null. Let me show you exactly how each one works. Let's walk through this code line by line. First, we declare string name equals Alice. Notice there is no question mark here. This means name can never, ever be null. The compiler guarantees it. If you tried to set name to null, Dart would give you an error at compile time. Not at runtime. Compile time. That is the beauty of null safety. Next, we have string question mark nickname equals null. That question mark after string is the key. Tells Dart, hey, this variable is allowed to be null. Now look at the null-aware operators in action. Nickname question mark dot length. This says, if nickname is not null, give me its length. If it is null, just return null instead of crashing. No try-catch needed. No if null check needed. Just one operator. Then, nickname double question mark, no nickname. This is null coalescing. If nickname is null, use the fallback value instead. Super clean. Super readable. We also chain them together. Nickname question mark dot to uppercase. Double question mark n/a. If nickname is null, the whole chain evaluates to n/a. Then there is the classic null check with if nickname not equal to null. Inside the if block, Dart automatically promotes nickname to non-nullable. You do not need to force unwrap it. After that, we assign Rocky to nickname and use the exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is a force unwrap. It tells the compiler, I am absolutely sure this is not null. But be careful. If you are wrong, your app will crash. Only use it when you are 100% certain. Finally, late string message. The late keyword says, I will initialize this later, but I promise it will have a value before I use it. This is useful for variables that depend on something else being ready first. Now let's verify our output. First, we get 5. That is the length of Alice. Straightforward. Next, null. Because nickname was null and we used the safe call operator. No crash. Just null. Then no nickname. The double question mark kicked in and gave us our default value. n/a from the chained null safe call with fallback. Rocky in all caps. Because we assigned Rocky and then called to uppercase with the force unwrap. And finally, set later. The late variable worked exactly as promised. Every single output is correct. No crashes. No surprises. That is null safety doing its job. Let me give you the takeaway that you should remember forever. Question mark after a type means nullable. Double question mark is your null coalescing operator for default values. Question mark dot is the safe call operator. No more null crashes. Exclamation mark force unwraps. But only use it when you are certain. And late lets you defer initialization. Null safety is not just a feature. It is arguably the most important thing in Dart. It catches bugs at compile time instead of letting your app crash in production. Write this down, practice it, and I promise your code will be so much safer. If this helped you, hit like and subscribe. The next lesson is on async and await. See you there.